Okay. Now, the plus sign, when I think of it, because of who I be, I think Cartesian coordinate system, because I like science and math. Other people might like, oh, that's the, Christian cross, right? Wrong. It isn't. The Christian cross, if you look at the vertical line and then the horizontal line doesn't go immediately in the center. It's sort of toward the top, okay? Sort of like how we're made. If we stand up straight and raise our arms out, and then kind of went, into a cross formation with that, you'll see that our arms don't actually project from the very center of our bodies, right? The cosmogram, okay, that cross is a perfect plus sign, meaning the two lines intersect at their medial points, okay? The circle that encloses the cross, we are to ambulate around it in a counterclockwise motion. That's what our ancestors did. That is what some of folks of the diaspora still do, okay, in different ATRs. And the one that comes to mind is Haitian Voodoo and Shango Baptist, which is down in Trinidad. They have a pole, okay, and then I think they do this in Benin Togo Voodoo as well. That's African Voodoo, not the diaspora. They have a center pole, and they go around this pole in a counterclockwise fashion, okay? There is energy that is raised when that happens. If you want to see a Black American example of this, go to YouTube and look up buzzard lope, okay? And look up ring shout, and you will see examples of this. You'll see a circle chalked out on the floor. It may or may not have the cross sign in the middle, in the center of it, but you will see the dancers and the shouters dancing and clapping and making rhythm in a counterclockwise fashion. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about this because I'm writing a book on it. Well, not on it, but this will be included in the book that I am currently writing on Black spirituality. I just want to give you a little bit of taste of how our Africanness is just that strong and such a huge part of our physiological makeup, as well as our metaphysical makeup, as well as our spiritual makeup. Okay? That's just one example. But staying with the theme of the cross, okay? Now I just gave you one thing, right? The ring shout. The ring shout is what is done with the people of the Gullah Geechee Nation in their praise houses, okay? In other denominations, okay, we're talking about our ancestors and our people from the Deep South, from the Cotton Belt or the Black Belt, and including their descendants that moved up north, all right, and elsewhere around the United States. These things, remain to be seen in the Black church. They're consistent, okay? Just saw it past Sunday. I actually didn't see the fellow run around, okay, because I was in my own, kind of euphoric state, okay, but my daughter was with me, and she saw, and she told me, the guy got up and started running around, and he went around several times, and I'm like, well, girl, I was gone, so I didn't see none of that. But anyway, yes, that creates sort of a cone of energy. But like I said, I get into more detail in my writing about this. So if you want more, you gotta wait for the book to come out. It's coming. It's coming. Still connecting some dots, and that's a good thing, because I want to include as much as I can in this book. Another aspect of that Congo cosmogram is the legend or myth of the so-called Crossroads and African American folklore, okay? That whole thing has been perverted and turned into something so screwed up and so fucked up and just, well, that's what happens when outsiders to your culture get a hold of your shit and ain't nobody around to say, oh, hey, wait a minute, you can't do that. So they just tuck that shit under their arm and walk away and just do whatever the hell they want to with it. So basically, at this point right now, most people are, if you mention the Crossroads, the first thing they're going to think of is what? The devil. Or making pacts with the devil, or making pacts with a damn demon. Thank you, Supernatural TV show. Okay, I've even heard black people, tell me that that's all they know about it is from watching that damn show. Okay, Crossroads Demon, where the two brothers go to a crossroads at midnight and do something in the middle. They bury something in the middle, and then a demon shows up, and they make an exchange, a pact for whatever. And if you fail to keep up your end, then the demon gets to snatch your soul and take you to hell forever or some bullshit like that. Well, first of all, in African spirituality, and I'm specifically talking about West and West Central African spirituality, where most of our people come from, there is no devil. That's a strictly Christian concept, okay? Yeah. So if you believe in the devil, if you, want to fuck with the devil, you are afraid of the devil, you worship the devil, you want to have his baby, whatever the fuck, I don't know, you're basically, under the Christian umbrella. You believe in Christianity, obviously, because Christianity created it. Okay? So it's kind of weird when I see people who say, yeah, I practice Satanism, I don't believe in Christianity. It's kind of like, huh? What? Really? I don't know a whole lot about that anyway, so I'm not going to speak much on it. I have friends that do, We'll all sit down and have coffee one day and y'all can just enlighten me. But anyway, yeah, we don't have this super entity that's responsible for all the bad shit that goes down in the fucking world. Okay? Africans don't have that. I'm sorry. As much as other folks outside of African tradition and culture want to claim that the devil got his hand all up in everything that Africans do, I'm sorry. That's your problem. That's your weakness. That's your ignorance. That's your inability to see things as they truly are. Okay? You're the one with the chains around your brain. And now you want to beat your shit over our head and tell us what we know when we outnumber you, okay, historically. All right? Our shit is ancient. Okay? It gave birth to your shit. So now you want to turn around and try to tell us about our shit? When, basically yours is like a hybrid, perverted offshoot of something that came from our shit? I mean, it's just crazy to me. But most people are ignorant of that. Okay? Christians are taught not to research things, not to question things, not to cross-reference things, not to look to history, not to look to the sciences for anything. Okay? You just got to have faith that everything you need is in this here book. And that's a tragedy. Okay? Because that is reminiscent of when the enslavers had our ancestors and, forbade us from reading. Okay? You could die for knowing how to read if you were enslaved African. Okay? Don't you see the similarities there? No? Yeah? Maybe? I don't know. So, anyway. There's this whole myth and legend associated with the Crossroads, okay? If you want something, you're supposed to, go to this Crossroads at midnight for 9 nights in a row or 3 nights in a row, whatever the fuck. And it can be any two roads that meet, and you just sit there and wait for the, quote, black man to show up. You should really see my face right now, having just said that. Here's another example of how trickster energy just runs rampant, through some of us as Africans. Yeah, we can be very fucking tricky. All right. And, You got to really understand what's going on here when you see certain things and you look at who's doing the talking. Okay? Pay attention to who puts certain things out there. All right? You really need to understand how important that is. We go to the center of a crossroads. Why? Well, first of all, in Africa, they created this symbol or sigil, okay, this sign, by carving it in the ground and then filling it with a white powder known as kaolin clay, dried kaolin clay. Sometimes it was dried crushed bone, all right, or shell, but white powder, okay, called mpimba, if you're talking about the clay. And they would fill this in so it could be seen, in the ground, and also for other spiritual reasons, okay? There's spiritual associations in every single item that is used in the medicine, all right? Or in the objects of the ritual. Everything has a spiritual association. Nothing is just, for nothing, When the enslaved were trying to do this and were caught, they'd be punished, okay? But the need to commune with Nzambi God, Bukulu, the ancestors, Kulunga, all of those things, the Spasimbi, all of those things encompass walking the Dakenga, going around this cosmogram, okay, or standing at the center once you built that energy to receive the energy, to have your communion, and to put your wishes, desires, and needs out there to your spirits. Okay? So our ancestors had to find a way, and our ancestors were brilliant at making a way out of no way. You understand that? By any means necessary, they were going to do what needed to be done. So if they could not draw this stuff in the ground no more, if they could not mark it on a piece of animal hide no more, if they couldn't mark it on a piece of cloth no more, if they couldn't, charcoal it out on the shack floor, okay, because master or the overseer could come in at any time and see it and beat them for it, okay, what did they do? They looked and said, hey, them two roads crossing each other down yonder. Go over there and do what I need to do. I can walk around the perimeter of the center, and then I can stand in the middle. And that's how it went down with our people. And somehow, what I just told you, what I just said, turned into white people going into the crossroads for 9 nights in a row at midnight to see the black man who they call the devil. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up for now. But please feel free to, contact me, give me feedback on the things that I talk about. I appreciate everyone who has done so. All of my contact information is on the main page of my Spreaker here from Mama Ru's Ancestral Musings. You can follow me under my government name, Minati Wilson, on Facebook, where a lot of what I talk about I share on my page. I also share the same information on my Tumblr, where you can find me as Mama Ru. I also share this information on my Twitter, where you can find me at Mama Ru HH. That's HH as like Henry. Okay, MAMARUEHH. So I'm there on Twitter with that, and I'm very active on all of my social media platforms. So once again, thank you for listening. Have a great week, everybody. And as always, I wish you love, peace, and powerful juju. Until next time.